focused on their job at the moment.
Let's begin the press conference.
Anthony, obviously the last few years you've spoken about getting to this moment, the plan that's gone into it. Right now, in your eyes, is this exactly where you planned the team to be, when you first set out?
Yeah, I think so. I think I think we said at the beginning we wanted to get to this point with our strongest team, strongest players available. We wanted, I think we set out a plan in terms of creating depth in certain positions. There were certain positions we needed a little bit more supporting. I think we've done that. I think the mentality of the team is strong now. The spirit of the team is good. I think we've seen over the years the team is growing, is getting stronger. And I think if we could have said 3 years ago, how do we want to look leading into this week, and we have a week like we've just had, it's just perfect for us.
So how are you on nerves? Like, as the coaches, you've been building up, you've played in big matches, but how are your nerves in particular?
Look, I'm quite calm. I think it's been a really good week of preparation. I think we've been quite fortunate, and we've just been able to focus on ourselves and the plan. And I think what gives me confidence is we've had a really good week of training. We've got a really good group of players. I believe in the players. I think I'd be probably in a different place psychologically if I didn't believe in the players. So I get to this point. I trust the players. We've got a good plan. We've got a good team. Everyone understands what we need to do. That gives me confidence. A lot of confidence going into this game.
Winston, your first Intercontinental playoff. How are you feeling heading into tomorrow afternoon?
I'm looking forward to it. Obviously it's a long time since I've been back playing in New Zealand, so I really wanted to, stay fit and make the trip down. And obviously I'm here now. Team's fit, and like Anthony said, I think we've prepared the best way possible. We haven't left a stone unturned, and ready for the game.
You used to playing in front of big crowds in the Premier League. How do you expect tomorrow afternoon to be different to what you've experienced before?
Well, it's going to be different because if you play in the Premier League, it's a one-off game. But these are so much at stake for 2 games. Our World Cup cycle depends on these 2 games. So I think come tomorrow, I think you'll see a team that's going to be ready, well prepared, and we're going to definitely give them a good game.
How will it be different leading the team from a leadership point of view compared to when you led this team?
I don't think it's any different. I think we've got a good senior group here. That being me, obviously Chris is leading beside me, but we've also got other players in the team. So I think it's just about giving guidance to the younger players in the group and helping them through situations. There's going to be tricky moments out there, so it's just about giving the young players guidance and leading by example, really.
Chris, a lot has happened in your career since Mexico 4 years ago. So how are you better prepared from experiences?
Well, it's one of those things. Over the years, you develop as a player, you develop more experience, more games you play, and you learn different things as you go by. As you say, 4 years ago was a long time ago, and everybody in this team's learned a lot since then. And the boys that were there have learned extremely lots about what we need to do to achieve a positive outcome coming now. So yeah, there's a lot of experience that we're implementing on the younger players to make sure we're all ready.
And Winston, has there been a distraction at all with West Ham changing coaches throughout the week, or have you been able to keep quite distant from that?
No, I mean, I spoke with the previous manager briefly, and sort of just dealt with that quickly and put it aside. Look, I'm here to focus on this because it's so important. Like I just said, it's every 4 years we get a chance to qualify for a World Cup. So put all my time and energy into this week, and I'll deal with the rest of it when I get back.
Okay, we'll go here, then at the back, and then
Winston, welcome back. 2 parts. Firstly, how is your your injury. You've had some issues this year, some misfortune with injuries. So how are you feeling? And secondly, you're quite a relaxed character, so how do you feel before a game like this, before such big games? How do you feel? What's going through your mind?
Firstly, I'm fit. That's the main thing. Secondly, yeah, I'm just relaxed. Look, I think, like Anthony said, I would be more nervous if we didn't prepare right, or if we hadn't, done the things that we've been doing. We've been working hard. We've done all our homework. So that gives me good confidence in the group. With regards to myself, it's a game that we have to go out and we have to execute the game plan. So we have to keep it simple and go out and play to our strengths. And like I just said before, I'm sure you'll see a team that's going to be looking good on the pitch tomorrow.
Winston, I know in the Premier League you play players from all around the world, but defensively in the unit that you have there, what are you expecting from Peru and the style and what you might have to cope with?
It's going to be South American, I guess. It's going to be quick players, technical, So I mean, we've done our homework, like I said. They're going to try and come at us, and we're going to be ready for them.
Winston, just had a question about your approach to the game being the home side. Are you guys going to try to take it to Peru, or will you adopt more of a defensive approach to try to contain them?
You have to find out that tomorrow, mate. Sorry.
Chris, question for you, or two questions if I may. Firstly, can you talk, you've basically, since you've debuted for New Zealand, been a constant on the team, unlike the likes of Winston and Tommy for various reasons. Can you talk a bit about what it means to have the A team, if you like, together? And secondly, I wonder if you could compare the player you are now with the player who played against Bahrain off the bench 8 years ago.
Well, it's one of those things over the course of time. People have gone through injuries and things like that, and that's not down to the fault of the players, it's down to bad luck. We've all been through it in our career, injuries and things like that, so we just get on with it and deal with it. And in terms of, probably 8 years ago now since I was in the Bahrain game, a lot has changed. I'm a lot older, which is not good, but it's nice to be able to call on my experience of those 8 years and then keep progressing to make it right here.
And Anthony, what do you need to see from the skipper tomorrow afternoon?
I think with the whole team, I think I've said this for a while now. I think we've been building and we've been getting stronger. And like I said before, I really am confident going into this game. I'm comfortable and confident because I believe in this group of players, and I know a lot of managers say that publicly, but I have a serious. I know that if we don't have a big team, we don't. If you compare us to Peru, you can't even compare us. They are huge in when you look at the size of our team. But what we have is a small squad, a small team, a really, really good group of players, but what we need to do tomorrow is just completely believe in ourselves and not be afraid of the task. Play the game rather than getting carried away with the occasion. Play the game, stick to the game plan, trust each other. And look, I have to say, I think that's the only thing that's probably standing in our way of getting to Russia. It's not. We're good enough. I'm telling you that now. We're good enough. Everyone on our team is good enough. We just got to. That's the big thing for tomorrow. So that's what we need.
Anthony Hodgson, Jorge González de Perú. ¿Qué conoce del equipo peruano? Y la segunda pregunta, ¿cómo tomó el tema de Paolo Guerrero?
Do you want to translate that? I mean, I understand. Yes.
But for everybody else.
Okay.
First of all, what do you know about Peru? Yeah. And second, what did you kind of gather from what happened to Paolo Guerrero?
Look, I think we all know. I think when I came out a couple of weeks ago and spoke about the team and everyone sort of said that it was mind games and putting pressure on Peru. Listen, this wasn't me putting mind games on Peru at all, you know, playing mind games. This is stating the truth of this situation, and the truth of this situation is Peru are a top team who have some top players, massive amount of players to pick from.
But you prefer Peru or prefer another team? If you
I think look, I think you're probably referring to before. I think that was quite a unique situation in the fact that I think if you're going into a final and you have the possibility of facing a Lionel Messi, that type of player, it's a little bit unique. We see Peru as and rightly so, they're a team who has some big players, big group of players to pick from. They've had some unbelievable results in the last year against some big teams, and you know, the pressure really, you know, the whole footballing world expects Peru to win. We know that, you know, I think everyone in this room, so everyone expects Peru to win.
Okay. Anthony, it's finally here. You've got quite a few choices when you go to pick your starting 11, especially wing backs, midfield. What are the main things you're going to take into account when you're deciding who you choose in those positions? What are the main things and qualities?
I think it's been a mixture of lots of different things. You know, how many games players have played coming into this window. It's really difficult to pick a team in camp because we don't. You know, you have 23 players for 3 or 4 days, and you don't. The type of work you do is just organising the team. So you can't really judge in training, and you know, it's only very few times players can stake a claim in an international week. Fitness levels, games under their belt, and experience. I think that's the biggest thing for me. Going into this game tomorrow, I'm really comfortable, confident with the squad we have and the players I'm going to select.
Chris, what's it like coming back for you to play a game like this, but in New Zealand also? Because I mean, you've become a bit of a star this year. I mean, everyone here reports on Burnley games now, and you know they follow your success over there. But what's it like to come back to here? You know, being New Zealand and all, and the sporting situation here, for you to play in a game like this here.
At the end of the day, it's our home, so it's we always love coming back here and playing in front of our home crowd. It's one we cherish and relish, and it's a great occasion to be able to play in front of come this weekend. It's not often we get a crowd this size for a home fixture, and we're going to cherish playing in front of it.
Yeah, just Winston, good to see that they're already expecting bigger crowds than Bahrain and Mexico. It must be nice to see that support. And have you got family coming along tomorrow afternoon?
No. You know, I think the thing with the New Zealand crowds, they always come out and support the players. It's been that in recent history, so I'm expecting nothing less for this game here. With regards to my family, yeah, there's going to be probably half the stadium, so I'll leave it at that.
Chris, how do you embrace the bigger responsibility? You know, obviously, you're a Premier League player now, looking back to those previous playoffs, so yeah, how do you embrace that responsibility?
Well, it's not going to change the way I play football, the way I go about day-to-day life around the camp. I mean, I have my personality, and that's what I put on the group, and that's how I present myself around the team and on the pitch. So nothing much changes. I don't try and do anything else. I just try to be myself and do what I can do.
And just wanted to ask too, I mean, is this harder than 2013 and 2009, knowing that Peru's the number 10 in the world?
I don't think it's harder or easier at all. Every game's different, every team's different in the world. You have to prepare right for the team you're playing, and we've done our homework, as everybody said, that we're ready for Peru, and that's what we're going to focus on, just making sure we execute what we plan to do.
Winston, regardless of who plays in the wing-back roles tomorrow, you're going to be players who are facing the biggest 90 minutes and maybe 180 minutes of their lives. What sort of messaging will you give to the likes of Damien and Declan, Wynn, Stormbrew, these guys who haven't played the football you have? How will you sort of, I guess, assist them in getting through the next 2 games?
Just the usual way, I guess. I mean, look, I think the good thing about it is, like, over the last couple of years, we've been able to get good quality games against good opposition. You know, obviously the boys that went to the Confederations Cup, learned a lot from that. And you know, previously we've had some good quality games. So I think over the amount of years, you know, obviously Anthony stated that we had to add depth into positions, and then now, you know, we obviously have that. With regards to the wing backs, I think whoever plays, you know, will be ready. You know, and it's about, you know, like I said before, senior players, about helping them and guiding them. You know, when they need a hand on the shoulder, we'll put a hand on the shoulder. I'm sure, you know, like we talked about before, we've done our homework and we're ready.
Chris, welcome back. The whole New Zealand football community is happy that you made it. Given how proud you are to play for this team, how hard has the last few weeks been for you since that Manchester City incident, the injury and all the uncertainty around that?
Of course it wasn't ideal. I would have preferred not to have the little niggle or anything like that, but it is what it is. It's football at the end of the day, so you get those sorts of things. But I worked hard in recovery, made sure I was right, and made sure I was able to come back on the pitch when I was playing to. And it's nice to be here, nice to be all fit, well, and ready to go.
Did you ever think you might not be here because of it?
No, until you see the scan results and things like that, and you speak with your physios, you never know what could happen. But as soon as I got the diagnostic of it, I knew that I had a very good chance of being here, and I was fully fit for it.
This work for Winston and Chris, we heard earlier in the week about Rory Fallon, some of the practical jokes amongst the team. Has he pranked either of you guys yet, or has he done anything to sort of break the shackles within the training this week?
Hey, I had nothing to do with it. There's been a few things that have been happening over the last few days. Winston was the brunt of one of them, and he's starting to get his own back from what I hear. He's picked on a candidate that wasn't involved, but it's nice to see we've got a bit of nice spirit in the team.
Winston, can you elaborate?
Yeah, I just basically picked the wrong guy, and sorry, Shane.
Okay, 2 more questions. Winston, how important is leadership in a game like this, and how will you sort of lead this team in a different way than perhaps you have before?
I don't think I'm going to lead in a different way than I've done before. I think we all know that it's a game that's going to be played over 2 legs. There's going to be moments that, you know, we're going to have the upper hand, and there's going to be moments where the other team's going to have the upper hand. So I think it's just about managing those situations and try to sort of steer the ship through the waters, I guess, if you put in those terms. But I'm not going to change the way I am or anything. I'm just going to try to put myself in positions that can benefit the team. And, yeah.
Do you sense though a shift, because like, you know, perhaps the World Cup team that you're a part of, there are a ton of leaders, you know, Nelson, Elias, etc. I mean, you go on, couldn't you? And now you're that guy, I suppose, along with Chris. So do you sense that change amongst yourselves, and do you sense that other players are looking for you and Chris to lead?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. You know, we're senior members of the team now. So we've been involved in these games before. So it's up to us to lead by example. You know, and that's what you're going to get from us. We're gonna go out there, and you know, no matter what, we're gonna give everything that we have. And like I said before, I've said it many times, we have a good group, we have good seniors in this team, and yeah.
Okay, thanks very much, everybody.